Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Pulsipher again. We're here with Jeanne Borgen, multiple psychic and psychic detective. Today is July 12th, 2020, and it's approximately 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. We're here to discuss and provide information based on the world and the global conditions that are currently going on and the future sequence of events that may be coming up that we feel that you should be aware of. So, with that being said, I'd like to introduce Miss Jeanne Borgen, multiple psychic and clairvoyant.
Hello. Good morning.
You had indicated that there was a lot of visions that you were seeing and a lot of information that was coming to you, and you feel that you would like to start sharing this information both publicly and openly. So, what is it that you're seeing, and what is it that you would like to share with the public in today's video?
Well, first of all, I'm a clairvoyant, so I get pictures. And when you get pictures, it's like you're in the movie. So I'm there. The other part of being psychic is feelings. And I don't actually record a lot of the feelings, but the visions always happen. I've never had a vision that did not happen. Now, it may not be in this time. Sometimes you wait for a vision to happen, but these are coming very, very fast and very alarming. And they started probably getting heavier several months ago, and they're continued to do that. And first of all, I have to go back. Every time I get a vision, I record it, and the first vision sent me back to 1992. And at that time, I had a vision, and it said, "We will have a civil war within the United States where we will fight for our very existence." And then it put 2024. Well, in 1992, I wasn't too worried about that. It sounded like an outer space movie, so I just sort of wrote it down, recorded it, put it away. But what's happening now is we're heading toward 2024. And what's happened in the other visions that I've got, China had a 20-year plan. And this 20-year plan stated that within 20 years, they will own the United States without firing a shot. When I thought about that, I thought, well, I've got news for you, because basically you're going to have to fight us to get this country. And then I went back to 1992, where I saw the beginning of the messages I would receive about the war.
So, you've been seeing these
Yeah.
visions for many years.
Yes, and as things progressed, you keep, every once in a while, you'll get a vision. Every one of them are written down. But what happened here is now they're starting to come radically. And it's more than I can handle at times. Now, what I saw is, and my clairvoyant screen here, I saw China. I saw Chinese in white lab coats. I saw them doing something. I didn't know what it was. But then, basically, I also saw people getting shots of something in a major city. I was in a major city in China. Did not know where I was at. And then the thing that happened is, as I thought to myself, this is the beginning. It's not the beginning of the plan. The plan started 17 years ago. But we're getting close now. And my logical feeling says, how could we go to war in, now it's going to be about 3 years, with China? I mean, it isn't logical, but a vision is real. So I ended up looking at the men in lab coats, and then all of a sudden we've got a virus worldwide. Now, this virus is weakening us, but then I thought there's a plan, and the plan goes into an organizational plan. The Chinese people, one thing I can say for them, there's a lot of really, really nice Chinese people. I love them, they're my friends. But there's also a group of Chinese that want control of the world, and they are bound and determined to get it. So they said, in the vision, it said, we will have a civil war and we will fight for our very existence. Chinese don't think we're going to fight. They think that they will end up controlling us by buying us. So therefore, what they're doing is they've been putting their foot in the door for years. But so I do see us fighting. I mean, I think that's inevitable at this particular point. Now, although in 1992 I didn't believe it. I have to be honest. I'm a doubting Thomas. I tear everything apart. So what's going on at this particular point is the epidemic, and then it shows that China will they're in the process of trying to quote own us. Okay, so, and we're selling. We're doing everything they want us to do. And it's just like, I feel like, what can I do? And then what happens is that China is going to join with Russia in the war against us. And at first, when I got the vision and said, we will fight for our very existence, I got more visions that show we're still here. So it looks like we win the war, but this will be a world war. And the free world, in other words, England, France, Germany, and whatever, will join us. Then we would have Russia, and we could have China, but they also have other countries that are joining. Too many little ones to really get into. So there will be, it looks to me like there will be a war here, but there has to be a start. And then I saw the riots. I saw gunfire. I saw windows being broke. And I thought, oh my God, this is part of the plan. And we're falling for it. I can't believe we're falling for it. So therefore, we have disharmony. You know, I don't really, I know that we always have had problems or some problems with black and white. In other nationalities too. But you're not the color of your skin. We're all made alike. And we have different colors, which is supposed to be a learning situation. Everything in life is learning. And sometimes we get a good grade, sometimes we don't. But this is our learning experience. You don't look at somebody because the color of their skin. They're just like you. And so we have this disharmony going on. And really, this is a situation in which they're trying to turn us against each other. Now, they have to eliminate our power. What better way to eliminate our power than to weaken our police departments? And they're doing it. And we are allowing them to do this. And that's scary. That really bothers me. I've worked in police cases most of my psychic life. I find missing children. I work in murder cases and whatever. The police department is your friend. They're friendly. They take their day off when I enter a state or a country, and they go out with me. Sometimes till late at night, and they have families, but they're there for me while I'm there. Because we have to find a missing child or a body somewhere or whatever. And I have never had a police department that didn't really want to cooperate. They'll do anything in their power to solve their case. even listen to a psychic. So I'm seeing what's going on, and yet I have to admit, all policemen are not angels. All people are not angels. All children are not angels. We are in an existence. We are learning from each other. If everybody was perfect, we wouldn't be here. So therefore, this earth is where we learn and where we grow. And right now, I'm sitting looking out at the world, and I'm not impressed with what's going on at this time. And I want people to know exactly what they need to know. You're not fighting the police department. The blacks aren't, protesting, and they're not robbing stores and carrying out boxes of stuff. This is all a plan, and you're following it. You're doing this. You're going along with it. One day you will wake up and you will see what you have done. Because every time you do this, you're giving world power more power. And that's scary. So what I did is I went through every one of my predictions. And of course, I get visions at times. And I have a lot of years of visions. And it looks like within the war, like I said, England, France will join us. But the census is on us. We are the main focus of the Chinese. Now, I think they're going to get surprised because according to their findings and what they feel, they will walk in and take over. In other words, they're buying us. Mm-hmm. And as they buy us, they own us. So, and I would hate to see in any type of war somebody attack a little Chinese grocer because they're your friends. In other words, we have an enemy and we need to recognize who that enemy is. And it's not the Chinese that live here, that have lived here for ages and ages. These are people that are invading us. And this is our threat. And I think that what we should do, instead of fighting each other, which is exactly what they want us to do, I think we need to join together to become stronger, to really look at what's happening. There will be a war. Anytime you see a vision, it always happens. And it looks to me like watching the war, the capital of our government is moving inland. It will move inland somewhere into the middle part of the United States because it's safer to be there and less accessible.
So the capital of the United States will no longer be like Washington, D.C.
That's right.
Somewhere around the mid-states.
Mid-states. And it will be very close to a very big underground military base of some sort. Now, it won't be near, it'll be close, but it won't be that close. But they will end up having a lot of protection for our president and that type of thing. So when we come up to the election, I'm a little scared because basically it doesn't matter. In some ways, it does matter. But who we elect and what we do really counts. So you have to think about who's going to be the best person when this happens. Because if it happens according to my timing in 2024, and I just had a call from another psychic, and she said this morning, she said to me, Jeannie, we're going to war. And I said, I know, but not until 2024. And she says, I think you're off. I think it's sooner than that. Well, I'm sticking to the original prediction. But you're probably going to hear from other people, and they're going to tell you what they're getting. The thing that we have is that we will win the war. I saw the end of it. But when I first got the first prediction that said we will fight for our very existence, that was scary. There will be an end, and we will rebuild and whatever. but it's going to be a long one. And the thing that's also happening, as I predicted before, that there would be 3 major recessions. We've had the first one, we go into recovery, and we are now starting the second recession. And this recession will be much worse than the first one. It will also affect housing. So basically, there's a lot of decisions if you want to protect yourself about housing. And then we're going to have another lull, and we're going to have a third recession in which we have a money exchange. Now, when I got the money exchange, I thought, what is it? I'll buy it right away. And all I got in my mind was a plastic card. That was it. And it's all over the world. In other words, we're not going to have dollar bills to count. We're going to have a card that we can go to England or France or anywhere, and that card is recognized. Now,
that would be like an electronic debit card.
Yes, and
or
then
e-cash.
Yeah, and then I got another vision, which I'm going to put with this. Whether it belongs to it or not, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to do it to follow that card. I was suddenly in Holland because the architecture was very Dutch in design. There was a big, huge building, and it looked like it was about 6 blocks square. And when you walked into it, there was an entry, and then down the hall, there were mainframe computers on all of the walls. And I thought to myself at the time, this will be the center. It won't be the United States. The center of that card where everything is programmed that you're spending, or
all of the transactions.
Yeah, all transactions would be coming through there. But that's not conclusive yet. Sometimes you'll get another vision and, I might see it here, but that vision stuck out with all those computers that were there. And I thought, why am I in Holland? So this has to be very important. Visions are very important. Different things, if I do a reading and I talk about your children, that's important to you. This is important to the world. Visions don't get into families, they get into big things. Mm-hmm. So what we have right now is that looking at it, standing aside and looking at what I'm seeing, we have to stop doing what we're doing. We can't start blocking off cities and throwing rocks through windows. Who are they hurting? The person that owns the business. What did he do to them? Nothing. And yet we're trying to punish somebody because we're angry. Or maybe because we're all hyped up and it's the thing to do that day. And it may be fun. But whatever it is, it's wrong. And I think that basically we need to get down and look at the groundwork that's going on and where is that groundwork taking us. We're destroying all of our statues and that type of thing. That's just what the Chinese want. They don't want us worshiping Lincoln or Washington. This has nothing to do with slavery. It really has to do with tearing down the foundation of the United States, which will make us weaker. And that's scary. So I think that it has to start with the people. The people, not the government, but the people. The people have to wise up. Are you being led to do this? Or was this your whole idea? But I think we've got good people here. We've got caring people here. And I feel that they're just being led. I did see a huge group that is behind this. I don't know what they're called, but they're egging this on. And just think for a moment what it feels like to be manipulated. Because that's what they're doing to you. They're making you mad, and there's a little greed thrown into it, but they're still there behind all of this, egging it on. Now, is that your friend or is that your enemy? Who is this group? I don't know who they are. You might know who they are. But I can see them. And they're pretty powerful.
So they're basically paid to cause trouble.
Absolutely. Havoc. That's what we want. That's what they want. Because it weakens us.
Mm-hmm.
And look what it's doing to us. I mean, people are destroying businesses. That's helping the recession, by the way. And they're tearing down property. I mean, this is, if you realize that the people of the United States are being manipulated to put us into a weakened condition so basically other powers can take over, would you really want to do that? This is our country. And it was founded on principles. And all those statues and everything that's happened here has a history. Well, the Chinese want to destroy our history first. If we have no history, what do we have? We have anarchy. That's what we have. So I just want, I can't keep having these visions and seeing these things, and I can't just sit back and say, oh, well, I was right. Or I could have misinterpreted that a little bit, or whatever. I feel that at this point, I need to do something. And I hope everybody out there that hears this worldwide, no matter what country you're in danger too. Because this will be a world war. And it's very well thought out. It's been planned. If you look at the plan, it's been planned for 17 years already with 3 years to go. Now, I hope I'm not speeding it up by coming out and talking about it. Sometimes I think, do I say something or do I just sit back here and do nothing? But then I think, why am I receiving it? And so many days I'll end up saying, why me, God? Why are you picking on me? I don't want to see this. I don't want to become involved. But I keep getting them. And they're coming faster now.
Okay, so with that said, I'm going to end this video and I will restart another one to follow up on the continuation of this conversation. See you shortly.